Me and Jose have always, just so you know, we've always worked together. We met at Carnival Cruise Lines. We were personal vacation planners. I worked there for like 10 years. He came in, he called himself the rookie sensation.
No. They called me the rookie sensation. Let's get that clear.
He really was a rookie sensation. And I thought he was this cocky little thing, and he wasn't. Like he works so hard, and when you meet him, he's like a little teddy bear. But after that, we left. We went into other business ventures. Then we went into a fintech. We've always worked together in the same companies, but we have never worked together within the same business that is ours, which was always really a goal that Jose had. And being with him, there's no way not to have it, because you have this like gravitational pull towards, and you've done that with your friends, with anyone that's in your life. Like, you knew you were going to own businesses, multiple of them, throwing everything against the wall to see what sticks. But now I have a huge passion for that as well. And I see it like night and day compared to when I finally left my corporate America, or, 9 to 5 job back in December to now. I'm so much busier, and there's completely different type of stresses, but I'm so much happier. So marriage and business, how do you handle the separation of business and the marriage, right? Partners versus spouse.
There's definitely two caps you have to have on. And then I learned this obviously as I go as well, because and no one knows these things. You're not born with these set of skills, but you definitely have to have two separate caps. That's the way I notice it. Especially and from I'm trying to guide a ship, and I don't even know if there's water there, So that's the way I'm trying to, is the way I think about it, is I'm trying to build a ship. First of all, build a ship, and then guide it into a place where, it takes off, and basically, the whole business is I'm getting at. But the idea here is that sometimes I feel like I'm all business, where I shouldn't be all business. And sometimes you need to hear just your husband to hear you're not the business owner, or your boss. No, I'm just kidding. But that's something that I definitely struggle with, and I feel like a lot of people probably struggle with that, because when you're a business owner, you just want to make it, right? The unknown is the biggest fear, because you don't know if you're heading the right direction. But my worst fear, at least, is to be running 100 miles an hour in the wrong direction, and that's any business owner's biggest fear. All right. But at the same time, you get sucked into that life where you only worry about that.
Right.
And that's where I feel a lot of people lose themselves. I don't want to become a gazillionaire if I don't have you or Cammy next to me, right? Or my family next to me. What's the point, So the idea is to get there, but also wear the hats that you need to make sure that you come up with those foundational cores that make you happy at the end of the day. So that's why, the happiness tier on a daily basis, I think, is very important. So wearing the cap of the husband and the business owner, not simultaneously, is very, very important.
So I'm going to speak on this part too, right? So me, and as far as my household, right, keeping the household in check, while you do help me, with a lot of things, for the most part, I think I do more like cooking, cleaning, those things. But also I would say I'm home more, right? Even with this side of the business. So I think it's difficult for us to separate, like, oh, today I cleaned the whole house, but I didn't really do as much for the business. And then the business side of you will be like, we can't do that. Like, that has to be reserved for, and I'll be like, for when? Because it has to get done. And I don't function if I'm not in a clean space, or I don't know where to find the things that I need to find, or I don't have the Tupperware to put your meals, etc. in. So I think that part is something that we're navigating through now, understanding that they're both a necessity and very much important. But delegating like the time, like where, when.
I guess the idea there would be just, that's exactly right? Putting the time for certain tasks at the correct place, right? So the way I see it is, if there's time if during the week, it should be time for all business. Maybe this is wrong. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll figure out, right? Well, but if it's gonna be business, let's go ahead and go after it Monday through Friday.
Right.
We'll handle the house stuff during the weekend. But then during the weekend,
Is it exactly? So that's interesting.
then the weekend you're with Cammy, or if some family wants to come over and see you,
Ties into,
and it's like, when do you handle it?
because then I'm like, oh, I don't want to do the dishes and laundry and this right now. Just want to be with her. Or I do have to go to a consultation on the weekend, right? And then you have to watch her, and then vice versa. people, but now others are our family, right? Or our friends to keep our sanity. Um, it is the stage of life that we're in, and I think we're doing pretty well with it, you know?
We'll just pray about it and figure it out. That's the only way to do it, you know. At the end of the day, I think we're everyone is gonna struggle through this type of phase.